I want to tell you something that completely changed how I see weight loss, because for the longest time, I truly believed I was the problem. I tried dieting, cutting calories, exercising more, eating less, and blaming myself every single time the scale refused to move, and nothing worked. What I didn't realize was this: my body wasn't refusing to lose weight, my liver was struggling. Your liver controls far more than most people are ever told. It regulates fat burning, processes sugar, manages hormones, and filters toxins that silently slow your metabolism. When it becomes overloaded from processed foods, excess sugar, medications, stress, and environmental toxins, your body shifts into survival mode. Fat loss stops, energy drops, cravings increase, and no amount of willpower can override that. Instead of starving myself again, I focused on supporting my liver. Within days, bloating eased, digestion improved, energy returned, and then the scale finally moved. In just 2 weeks, 15 pounds were gone. Not willpower. Biology. Before we dive in, let me in the comments, where are you watching from? The big lie about weight loss. Most people grow up believing that fat loss always starts with dieting harder and exercising more. Eat less, move more, and if it doesn't work, try again with more discipline. But what almost no one is told is this: if your liver is struggling, your body simply will not burn fat, no matter how little you eat or how much you sweat. The liver is the true control center of metabolism. It decides whether fat is released or stored, how sugar is processed, how hormones stay balanced, and how efficiently toxins are removed from the body. When the liver becomes overloaded or inflamed, weight loss doesn't slow down. It shuts down completely. Your body shifts into protection mode, conserving energy and holding on to fat. That's why extreme dieting often backfires, and why so many people feel like their body is working against them. How the liver gets overloaded. The liver doesn't fail overnight. It gets overwhelmed slowly, quietly, and often without obvious warning signs. Day after day, it absorbs stress from processed foods, excess sugar, medications, alcohol, poor sleep, emotional stress, and environmental toxins. Each one may seem small on its own, but together they create a constant burden the liver must manage. When this happens, the liver is forced to focus on survival instead of fat metabolism. Detoxification becomes the priority, hormones become imbalanced, and fat burning takes a back seat. To protect you, the body stores fat rather than releasing it, especially around the belly and organs. This is why so many people feel stuck despite doing everything right, and why weight loss becomes harder with age. Not because of laziness, but because the liver is overwhelmed and needs support. Why dieting makes it worse. Here's the part that completely changed my understanding of weight loss. Extreme dieting doesn't help a stressed body, it actually makes the problem worse, especially for the liver. When you drastically cut calories or skip meals, your body interprets it as a threat. Stress hormones rise, metabolism slows down, and the liver shifts into survival mode. Instead of burning fat, the body focuses on conserving energy. Cravings become stronger, fatigue increases, and progress stalls. The harder you push through restriction, the more resistance you feel. This is why so many people hit plateaus or regain weight after dieting. It's not because they lack discipline. Willpower alone can't override biology. If the liver is already overloaded, extreme dieting only adds more stress to a system that's trying to protect you. The shift that changed everything. Instead of forcing weight loss yet again, I made a different decision. I stopped obsessing over calories, numbers, and strict rules. I stopped punishing my body for not responding the way I expected. Instead, I focused on supporting my liver and reducing stress on my system. The goal was no longer to lose weight at any cost, but to help my body function properly again. When the liver is supported, metabolism, digestion, hormones, and energy all begin to stabilize together. This shift changed everything. I wasn't fighting my body anymore, I was working with it. Once that foundation was in place, weight loss stopped feeling like a struggle and started feeling natural and sustainable. What started to change first? The most surprising part was that the first changes didn't show up on the scale. They showed up in how I felt every day. My bloating began to fade, and my digestion felt lighter and more comfortable. My energy improved, especially in the mornings, and I stopped feeling constantly drained. Cravings softened without effort because my body no longer felt stressed or deprived. For the first time in years, my system felt calm instead of tense. I wasn't constantly thinking about food or fighting hunger. These early changes were signs that my body was healing and rebalancing. Long before the scale moved, I knew something was finally different. My body felt supported instead of under attack. The weight loss that followed. Once my body began to feel balanced again, the weight loss followed naturally. The scale started moving without force, struggle, or obsession. Not slowly, not painfully, but consistently. In just 2 weeks, I was down 15 pounds. There was no strict diet, no exhausting workouts, and no constant hunger. I wasn't miserable or depleted. My body was simply letting go of excess weight because it finally felt safe enough to do so. When the liver starts functioning properly, stored fat is released instead of protected. Weight loss stops being a daily battle and becomes a natural response. This wasn't a shortcut, it was my body working the way it was always meant to. The real truth no one tells you. Here's the truth most people never hear. Weight loss isn't about fighting your body harder. It's about fixing what's blocking it. When the liver is overloaded, fat loss becomes extremely difficult, no matter how motivated you are. But when the liver is supported, the body responds quickly and naturally. Hormones balance, metabolism improves, cravings calm down, and energy returns. This isn't about motivation or discipline. It's biology. Your body is designed to heal and release excess weight when conditions are right. Once you remove the roadblock, everything changes. That's why understanding this can feel like a relief. It explains why nothing worked before and why progress finally feels possible. If you've tried everything and still feel stuck, this is important to hear. You're not broken, lazy, or failing, and your body isn't working against you. You may simply be starting in the wrong place. Weight loss doesn't begin with punishment, extreme restriction, or guilt. It begins with support. When you focus on restoring balance, especially in the liver, the struggle eases and progress becomes sustainable. This isn't about quick fixes or harsh plans. It's about working with your body instead of fighting it. Fix the foundation first, and let your body do what it was designed to do. And if this message helped you see weight loss differently, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. When the liver is supported, the weight truly takes care of itself. What if the real reason you can't lose weight isn't your diet or workouts, but a struggling liver? Why does weight loss feel impossible for so many people even after dieting and exercising for years? Have you ever done everything right and still felt completely stuck with no results?